Hi there, this is Anna from English for IT. At English for IT, we help tech professionals improve their English vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, writing, and speaking. Moreover, we help them with their soft skills. How to prepare for a job interview, how to revamp your LinkedIn profile, how to write a professional cover letter, how to work on a multicultural team. We will definitely teach you how to do all that as a true professional. That is why in this video, I have decided to share with you how to create outstanding content for your LinkedIn profile so that you get noticed by a potential employer and also your peers. The two key sections on your LinkedIn profile are the About section and the Experience section. Let's take a look at how you should and you shouldn't approach creating content for these two sections. Here is an example of a not so good About section description. Why? What do we know about the professional behind the name? Backend what? What can this person do? What has this person done so far? We don't know anything about this person, and the About section doesn't tell us anything. This is not the About section that an employer wants to see. Let's take a look at a great LinkedIn About section. It's not too long and not too short, only 2 paragraphs. And the first paragraph is only 3 sentences long, and the first paragraph tells us what we need to know. 3 most important things. Sentence number 1 talks about overall experience. Sentence number 2 talks about a more specific experience, right? What you can do in a more specific niche. And sentence number 3, you can talk about your interests and your passions. The second paragraph is all about keywords. The keywords are the words that a recruiter is looking for in a candidate. In our case, they are names of technologies and competencies. If you include those keywords in your About section, you will increase your chances of getting noticed by a recruiter because recruiters do use keywords when looking for candidates. And the keywords, like I said, those are technologies and competencies. To recap, the structure of a great LinkedIn About section should be the following. Sentence number 1, your overall experience, your overall description. Sentence number 2, more specific description of what you can do. Sentence number 3, talk about your professional interests and passions. And sentence number 4, talk about the technologies and competencies that you possess. Bingo, we're done with our About section. Now let's move to the work experience section. Let's take a look at the work experience section description that I have prepared for you and tell me if it looks actually good. Actually, it's not as good as it could be. And there are a few things that you shouldn't do on your LinkedIn profile in the work experience section. Number 1, do not use gerund forms or nouns when talking about your past work experience. Instead, use the past form of the verb. Instead of saying creating something, say created. Testing, tested. Make sure you are consistent too. Listing the tasks that you did for your previous job, make them all verbs in the past form. Another thing, do not focus on routine operations. Instead, always focus on results. So instead of saying direct reporting to management on work results, which actually this sentence does not mean much, you can say something like that. Collaborated with the management to ensure the successful and timely completion of the project. How about that? Here, we understand that you worked with the management, so it means that you can work with senior professionals, and it means that you did have some results at the end of it. Let's take a look at a great example of how you can describe your work experience on LinkedIn. Here is what makes this example great. Number 1, action verbs. All the tasks that you performed for this role are described with the help of verbs. They are action verbs and they are all in the past form. Scaled, integrated, added, designed, etc. Another great thing, you show the result in numbers. Instead of just saying like, we have achieved great results, you can give them numbers. For example, we have scaled from 400K to 2 million, from 150 to 1500, 80 languages, more than 100K downloads, etc. If you can talk about your results in numbers, please do so. This is very, very helpful and will make your work description perfect on LinkedIn. One more thing about numbers. If you don't know the exact number, use approximate number and use expressions such as over or almost. For example, we had almost 200K downloads or a little bit over 200K downloads. Most importantly, try to always focus on value. And I'm going to give you now a good formula that can help you talk about the value that you bring into the project or company, etc. Number one, talk about what you did. For example, I scaled a signature platform. Then talk about how you did it by creating control panels. And finally, talk about why you did it. Always purpose, right? To manage content similar to PowerPoint, for example, right? So keep these three questions in mind when you talk about your previous experience to show value that you created for the project or for the company. What you did, how you did it, why you did it. By the way, if you use this formula when focusing on value, it will show that you are a great professional, but also it will show that you are a great communicator. So feel free to use this formula both in written and in spoken English. Remember, I said that when you talk about your work experience, do not use gerund or nouns, use the past form of the verb instead. It is good only for your past experiences. When you are talking about your current role, you actually can use gerund. For example, co-authoring the application. So it's your current role. That is why feel free to use the ing form to the action verb. Finally, I wanted to share with you a few bonus tips to help you leverage your LinkedIn. After you have completed your LinkedIn profile following the recommendations that I have shared in this video, you can actually create a resume from your LinkedIn page. But this is only after you have completed all the sections, right? The about section, work experience section, qualification section, certification section. In order to do so, this is what you do. Go to your profile, click more, build a resume, create from profile. You can change your resume a little bit to fit the specific role you're applying for, but rather than that, no time wasted. You create a perfect LinkedIn profile and then a perfect resume is automatically created for you. If you want to get feedback on your LinkedIn profile or on your CV in English, or if you want to learn to write cover letters in English, make sure you check out my interactive workbook. My interactive workbook, and the link will be in the description, will help you prepare for a job interview in English. Also, if you want me to teach you English for free, make sure you follow my channel.